Hey guys, welcome to this morning's coffee talk. I got the camera crooked. Let me straighten that up. Hey, it's going to be good because we got all of us here. So who knows what's going to happen? All right, Jimmy, it's coffee talk week. It's coffee talk day.
That was a good week.
Do a summary. What happened last week? How do you feel about it?
Oh man, I don't know. Busy last week.
It was busy.
We got a lot of stuff in.
What are you doing tomorrow?
Well, I'm heading out in the morning about 4 o'clock.
He's gonna go get lost again.
I'm not getting lost. No new routes.
No new routes.
Right down 75.
Well, you gotta go. You might have a new route. I don't know if they opened it up yet.
Well, I think they did.
Did they open it?
Yeah, I think they've opened it up. But yeah, headed to Alabama
tomorrow.
Headed to Alabama tomorrow. Jimmy's got to deliver a load. Well, guys, if you don't know who we are, Josh, Jacob, and Jimmy, we are brothers. We own and operate the Harvard Highway Antique Center. We have this YouTube channel to help encourage people in their antiquing endeavors. And then
lights just
my lights keep flickering over here. I'm not sure what's happening.
I think there's something going on here.
It might be. It might be. And so every Monday we try and answer questions in the morning that are sent through our YouTube channel. So that's what we're doing right now. So here is a question that we have, Josh. This one's for you. Did Josh get to keep the copper pots from Kentucky for his copper top farm? I'm assuming that's from when we went down and picked up in Kentucky.
I kept a couple of the mugs. Remember the 4 mugs? I think that was from the Kentucky call.
Okay.
But I do pick out a few pieces here and there. So
Hey,
it's limited because everything's kind of set now. So
yeah,
when I do bring something in, I try to bring in something cool. But I think I kept those 4 cups.
We've always said if there's anything that we buy and sell that you want, just like grab it. It's not, it's no big deal.
Yeah.
If you got something you want to put in your house or collection or decorate with, it's fine. Okay, next question. Good Lord, this is for you, Jimmy. Good Lord, did it take that long to fire a cannon? And they're laughing. Jimmy, if you guys don't know this, he was the commander at arms last week, firing an 18th century replica cannon.
Yeah, at Fair New Boston. It was fun. It was good. Now, no, in an actual like battle scene, I don't think it takes that long to fire that cannon. They speed up the process. But all the commands of the cannon were the exact commands that they go through in firing a cannon.
Yeah.
During that time.
It was pretty fun.
It's a sped up process when they're doing it for real.
It's a sped up process when they're doing it. Yeah, it
could have been a lot quicker.
It could be a lot faster. Yeah,
but the process has to be.
That process has to be the same every time, and it has to be that way because I mean, it's dangerous.
Well, they're even checking like to make sure the ball
left the cannon, and yeah, because I mean they've talked about one time they said they were at a place where they were actually just doing the reenactment, and it was so many cannons going off, and it was so loud that they had to actually watch the muzzle of the cannon to know when it fired because they couldn't hear it because of all the other stuff that was going on. That's what I said. I was like, my goodness,
that's a crazy.
He said, but yeah, he said, imagine lining up 200 of those, and they're all going off at random intervals as needed. I said, you don't know whether yours fired. And if you'll notice, they stood inside the wheels of the cannon. And they said that was pre-Civil War. During the Revolutionary War, they stood inside the wheels of the cannon because you had the right, you faced your enemy. After the Revolutionary War, getting into the Civil War, they stood outside the wheels of the cannon because they said they got smarter. Because that cannon actually blows back about 10 to 15 feet when you shoot it, and then those guys, like they're standing there, and when it goes off, boom, the cannon's gone. It goes backwards about 10 feet. There's another 10 guys that are responsible for wheeling it back up, putting it back in place.
Barrel malfunction would be horrible if you're standing inside those wheels.
Yeah, barrel malfunction would be all bad. But it was fun. We enjoyed it. It
was a good time. The food was amazing. So next year, plan on going Labor Day weekend, guys, to the fair in Boston. Okay, here's the next question. Jacob, any of your kids speak German? Yes, Noah. Noah actually, when we had our kids, we first tried to speak German to all 3 of them when they were very young. It started with Noah. Silka spoke just German to Noah the first 2 years, and so he had a really good base. And then he actually picked German back up in college, and he was able to skip to the second-year college level, and then he minored in German at college. Kayla, when she was a kid, Silka was doing the same thing, and after a while, she looked at Silka and she said, "Don't talk to me that way." so that kind of ended right there. And then Lucas, we had a little blend, and it kind of messed his speech up, I think, and he had to go to speech class for like 3 years in order to get him straightened out. It was rough. Yeah. So we did. They all have some German in them. No, as far as the way they can talk, they can get around and stuff in Germany just fine. Noah the best though. Lucas and Kaylin have been doing the stuff where you listen and practice.
Oh yeah,
I forget what it's called.
Well, they want to get back to it now.
Now they're older.
Yeah,
now they're interested.
Now they're interested.
It's not just schoolwork now.
I wish you'd kept doing that.
What are the requirements for having a booth or case at the Heart, Josh?
Well, come in, fill out the packet, and then you'll go through a little bit of a process with usually Janet. Janet will get you set up. There is a waiting list, so depending on the stuff you're bringing in and all that, there's a lot of factors that go into it. There's a lot of people that are trying to get into the antique center. So basically you get into that selection process. Yeah.
As far as requirements of what you're selling, we have a pretty wide field. There's only a few things we're going to just like, no, we don't want that here. And if it kind of goes against the integrity of the Heart or the industry as a whole, we won't allow it to go in the antique center. Or something that's very offensive. We've had a couple issues with that. Oh, okay. Happy Labor Day. Would you ever think about a coffee talk with the wives?
I think we should have them do one.
I think that's what they're asking.
Just them. That'd be a great idea.
I'd love that.
I would love to get that.
I can sit and watch.
Happen in front of the camera and just you see where they go with it.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see
how it develops. Give them the questions and I think they'd do all right. I know they'd do all right.
It might end our duel here.
Yeah. We may not have to do coffee talks.
It might be a permanent thing. Yeah. What's the largest diamond or solitaire sold at the auction or at the mall? Man, I have sold some pretty good sized diamonds. I don't remember if it was I think it was a 3 carat was the largest that I personally have sold at the auction. But that's been years ago, so I can't recall the exact prices. But I've sold a lot of over 2 carat or more diamonds. And I would say a lot, probably 10 or 20 over the past, I've been doing this for a long time. So we've sold some pretty good sized diamonds. Some really high quality ones and some that weren't as high quality. But yeah, we have definitely sold some big diamonds. Okay, can I just ask, when you say inventory, is that what in the UK we would call cataloging a sale? Yes, when I say inventorying, that is cataloging a sale. It's the same thing. So how we approach cataloging is the first thing that has to be recorded is the items have to be recorded in the computer system. We call that inventorying. It's the same reference, but the inventory then gets put into the catalog. So the photographs and the catalog descriptions are all merged into a catalog where the inventorying is just the description part. And so when we actually put the catalog together, we'll merge the photo and the inventory together. And then that's what we call our catalog. Just the way we use our words. Okay, next question. Let's keep rolling here. Here you go, Josh. Who turns the display case lights on and off each day?
Well, we have people that open and close, and when we do our opening process and closing process, all that gets taken care of. So they go through, they check everything, and then they do physically take and turn the lights off.
Yeah.
So
every single day we have all the power turned off and security.
They're pretty good at it, but it's still a half-hour process to go through everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's quite a process, and they have some check-offs until they know what they're doing. Once they know what they're doing, they get through it pretty quick.
I think we should see a Lucas video around the building. He could then put his learned skills into practice. Always joy watching you guys. What do you think? Have Lucas take the camera for a day?
Yeah, I think that'd be a good video.
See what he does.
See what he does for a day. I like the break. I'm going to be gone with Silka. I was thinking about this. Last time I left the country, I did a bunch of stuff up front, but I'm thinking between you two and Lucas, you guys can record every day and just post while I'm gone.
You will want to see what we do while you're gone.
Get banned off YouTube, I think.
Well, I mean, rather than me doing all of them up front, I think Lucas knows how to do the editing and the process. He started off editing the first 2 weeks of videos, and I was like, okay, let me have that, Luke.
You should probably put a few backups together.
Coffee talk. Every day there'll be a coffee talk.
Put some just in cases in there.
What? I mean, like even your glasses. You got new glasses.
I do.
You tell everybody you got new glasses.
I finally.
He don't have that chain. See, there's no chain
chain
here. He doesn't take them on and off. He's got that trifecta thing going on.
Yeah, this pair is hard though. Because this one you can only see like the very, very top 1/8 inch or 1/4 inch. You can see long distance and like normal.
I'm used to that.
Yeah, and so I got to look down in order to look straight. It's kind of weird. But inside of the workspace, these are workspace glasses. Like I can see that camera really good, and I can read the questions from there, and I can even read something right here. This is amazing.
Oh
to me.
my goodness,
it's amazing. First time in a long time. I got 2 pair. You know what happened to the other pair? Did I tell you?
No.
I got 2 pair, and I wore the other pair. They're for like driving or outside wearing anything. So I'm so used to taking my glasses off and on, I just automatically took them off and put them in my pocket while I scratched the whole lens up. You can't really see out of one lens.
They're not even
first day.
Are they a week old?
They were like
not even a week
they
old?
were 4 hours old when I did that. 4 hours is how far I made it on the other pair. So this pair I'm trying to be very cautious with. What was the price on the Mennonite quilt and the wagon wheels? I don't have the prices on those. If you want to. If there's something we show in our video, just send an email to the Heart of Ohio Antique Center, and they can try and find a price on stuff. We show so much stuff in the Antique Center for sale. I don't go through and do all the prices. If I'm filming though and I see it again, I'll try and say the prices if I'm walking by. I can remember. Are any of the antiques in the home for sale? That's your home, Josh. Copper Top.
No, we leave them there. They're for the guests to enjoy. So we got it there for people to be able to look at.
Every once in a while, they use them, and you have to replace them. And they're enjoying them.
That's funny. Okay, so here's another question here. You've mentioned a couple of times keeping the collection separate or marking which group something came from. Why is that important? I'm assuming you're referring to our whatnot sales. No matter what we are selling, though, if it's we always want to keep track of how we do. So. A lot of times, I think this was in relationship to the Navajo. Yeah, Navajo jewelry was the question was coming from. So I had several groups that I bought. So I bought, I think, from 3 different people in that sale or in that group that I was showing. The reason we keep it separate is because I want to know if we make money or not on which group. So if I pay $5,000 for a group, and I sell, 4,000 out of that group and have no inventory left, then I lost 1,000. But if I sell 7,000 that group and I make a couple thousand, I can see for to know how we did, and I keep track of that to know which groups make money, which groups don't, and then often too, my goal is to get my money back. Once I get my money, it sounds really weird. My goal is to get my money back, but the way I approach selling stuff is once I get my money back, the rest of it, I'm not as concerned with. So if you're watching one of our whatnot shows, every once in a while, I'll just grab like a whole handful of silver jewelry and sell it. It's because I cleared that group out. And so we're selling like 5 necklaces, giving people good deals, kind of spreading, sharing some of the deal with other people, let them get some good buys on some stuff as a way to say thank you. And then for accounting purposes, again, we just want to really be able to track which groups do what, so we can know how we did on our items.
Sky's got to go outside.
Sky needs to go outside. It's really
no different than like at a convenience store, hardware store, anywhere. You got to know your inventory. And
you got to know what your profits are and not.
Margins, yeah.
Sky is interrupted. She said, "Let me out."
I see squirrels in the yard.
She sees squirrels.
My guess is when she goes out this door,
you go see squirrels running.
Yeah, she's gonna run right out there.
She might be. Oh, that's funny. Okay, are there? This is. It only took 20 minutes. In Real Brokens, I'm assuming you're talking about our Oktoberfest coming up. Real Brokens. No, we are not having real German bread there, or brats or anything. It's going to be U.S. version of that. So what we can do out of our kitchen, but it's going to be fun. Oktoberfest. If you're planning on coming, we're going to have a lot of fun. It's going to be a very interesting day. On average, how much does the bulk jewelry sell for on whatnot? I think they're bags. There's no way to tell. No way to tell.
Yeah, there's such a variety, and it depends really on the bags itself. I mean, when you see them and look at them, to be honest, I don't keep track of what they sell for at the time, so you have to go back and look.
Josh, the question we got right now it says, on average, how much does the bulk jewelry sell for on whatnot? It's kind of a hard question to answer, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a little bit. We got the bags that go for, usually there is a general grouping, anywhere from 30 to 50. for the bags that we sell, and then it bumps up from there just depending on how much jewelry we're selling. So
right. And what's
you'll see the different weights and tubs. So.
And then, like Jimmy said, we get a bag that's got a couple of cool bangle bracelets.
Yeah.
There might even be a Bakelite bangle in a bag, and then all of a sudden that bag brings way more money than the other one. So it's really difficult to tell. But generally
I know
speaking,
we goof off a lot, but you guys do a really good job showing the bags and actually letting people see what's what you're able to see without opening it up.
Yeah, because that's part of what we do too. I mean, when we say that we have not looked in these bags or looked through these tubs, that is absolutely 100%.
Accurate.
We have not looked. We opened.
There's been several times we get those
the minute up we're selling it.
Yeah.
So, actually, last Friday's show we got Friday, right?
Yeah,
Friday morning.
And the week before was the same way.
Same way.
That makes it fun. It's fun for us too, because we actually, when we see things, I mean, you get that genuine like, wow, look at that. That is, I didn't know that was in there. And
we've even bought some of the jewelry back from people.
Oh yeah,
as we're selling it.
As we're selling it, take us making offers on the. Whoever gets this, I'll give you $20 for that bangle.
We bought a couple pieces.
We have bought a couple back.
Will you be selling Oktoberfest shirts on sale for your viewers? Did they? You know if they got those online yet?
I don't think they do.
They don't have them online yet.
I'm not sure.
They were supposed to be online. We're the couple that take care of all that for us have been slammed with work, and they're a little bit behind. So we're hoping to have those on our Burner Brother Antiques. On the bottom of this link, or on the bottom of our YouTube channel, there's you can see our website for our official gear. So if you go to that website, it'll show you if they are on, they'll be on there. So if you look at the beginning of our YouTube videos, there's always a little group of stuff on there that says how to follow us or whatever. And the link to the website is on there.
Going back to the jewelry, that's why Janet genuinely is like looking at those like,
right.
Why didn't you show me this? Yeah. She gets upset, but she may buy a bag or two because she really is wanting. She wants those pieces, and it's the first time that she's seeing them, and so she really loves.
Well, the one group, we actually popped the box open in the show. Yeah, we actually opened up a box from Fort Lauderdale, if you watch then pull it out and ship and sell it.
If you watch the videos, you see the boxes come off the truck, and then we're popping it open right there. Yeah, live on.
2 questions, please. Jacob, please could you explain mid-century modern for me? Whoa, that's a toughie. And secondly, stretch glass. Let me start with stretch glass. So when I think of stretch glass, what you're looking for to identify if something is stretch glass is just like stretch marks on a body. You start getting like striations, and it's kind of the way they finish the glass off. I've never seen it done in person, but you can look on the glass and it literally looks like the finish is stretched, like you would have stretch marks on a body. It's the same thing on the actual glass itself. So when we say stretch glass, that's what we're referring to. And what was the other question? Mid-century modern. Man, I think from I'm not a mid-century modern expert, but from what I can tell, most people that are referring to MCM are referring to the items that are kind of like from the late 50s, really through about the mid to late 70s stuff. And it's got that very distinct look that it was made in that period. So a lot of the orange colors and the weird shapes, and it's not really deco. It came after deco. It's not really 1990s vintage modern stuff. So it hits in that area between. When people say MCM, that's what I believe they're referring to. And so a lot of designers really started popping up all around the country, around the world, making lots of interesting items in that period. And a lot of the designer stuff we're referring to, or MCM category, I believe that's how I interpret it, and there's probably way better explanations than that.
We had when we were kids, we had the flowered couch, and yellow and orange.
I know, right? Now we can sell that today.
I would say to me it's a look.
Yeah,
it's that you just see a look. And
you
it's
see
like,
it, and you're like, wow, I see that.
So Josh, I don't know if you got any more background on this. I filmed the Constitution signatures and showed that yesterday.
Oh, did
you? Yeah, and so we had a lot of questions about that. Yeah. How did you guys get that? Why is it in there? Why is it not in the museum still?
Right.
Things of that nature. It seems like it's something too important to be sold. Most things are for sale anywhere in the world. There's usually always a price for something. I have no idea exactly how the gentleman got it from Pennsylvania. He said it came out of a museum in Pennsylvania, but I don't know which museum or how he actually acquired it, if it was a museum that went under, and sometimes that happens too.
It does. Well, a lot of times the items that are in museums they're on loan. So there's items that get pulled back out of museums as well. So
right,
you know, when private collectors or private owners want to sell something or that type of stuff, it happens. But I don't really have a bunch of information for you other than it is unique. It is awesome. It is a one of a kind. Well, I guess two of a kind, but
well, I mean, think about it. There's
something.
I don't know, outside of the actual signed Constitution, I don't know if there's anywhere else
that all those
in the world that all those signatures are on in one framed display.
They're on one piece of paper.
Yeah, one frame
behind one.
Yeah,
it's really neat to look at those signatures. I find myself, I've been back there 2 or 3 times just to look at the signatures.
It takes you back, man.
Again.
You sit there and you look at it and you think,
like,
wow.
Yeah.
You know, what were they doing when they made this signature? Or you think about the time and what document it may have came off of.
May have been on, right. Because when they signed stuff, then they signed it for a reason. I mean, when you think about signing your name to something, you sign your name to a legal document. Or
you can see, Jimmy, in some of the signatures, you can tell they were clipped off of probably documents of some sort or something else. Some of them were probably just signed on actually just as autographs or signatures. That was very popular at the time too. But some of them you can definitely tell were clipped. But it's pretty amazing to have, I mean, George Washington's signature or sitting beside Ben Franklin's, beside Alexander Hamilton. It's like, what in the world? All these signatures on one paper.
I catch myself going back here and looking and just reading some of the signatures that you don't really pay much attention to until you see them all together and you go through them and some of the names. And there's a lot of affluent names on there.
So one of the questions is, how come you guys don't donate that? We don't own it. First off,
it's not ours.
It's got a huge price tag on it.
It does.
It's
a massive price tag.
But you know what? I talked to a gentleman in Florida about the piece already, and he said I think it was Ben Franklin's signature. He said he sold for like over $25,000.
Yeah, that's a hard signature. Ben Franklin's is a very hard signature.
So when you put all the signatures, you're talking about however many there were, 40 or something.
Oh, I think the value's there. I mean,
when you start adding them up, the price tag on that's $100 and some odd $1,000. But if you start going through individually and pricing out individual signatures, you can see how he arrived at that price.
Right.
So. Okay, did David sell a lot of his MCM stuff while he was in the highlights area?
I think he did good.
I think he had a great month last month, didn't he?
Yeah. And his booths, he's got them all changed and reworked. I was looking at them yesterday, and they look really good. So make sure you stop out and see them. He spent really the past week going through and redoing all of them, so they look really good.
I like the time people spend in there on their booths to make them look good.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't just throw stuff. It's not like the antique mall Jacob and I went to over in Kentucky where you couldn't get through the aisle. But these places, I mean, they really
display.
They display well.
They do.
They keep their stuff very tidy and it looks good. And the first thing people say when they are in there, they say it's clean.
Yeah.
So that's good. That's
spacious, clean, friendly environment for sure. Okay, there's an interesting question. It seems, and this is for any of us or all of us probably, you seem to like many of the items in the antique mall. Are there any of the items that aren't your cup of tea? I think there's one group that I'm really specifically aggravated at.
Let's hear it.
That Fisher Price case at the end of the day. That's Jimmy's stuff. I'm just messing.
That's all right. I just got some new stuff going in there.
I was down there looking at it yesterday. You got a big hole in the top shelf.
I got some new stuff going in there.
Keep selling all the Fisher Price stuff, though.
I do. I like it. And that's my thing, though. And it's like you said before, when you find something that you like, that interests you, it may be something you liked as a kid, it may be something that you liked growing up, you found, but when you're getting into the business, the first thing you do is find out what you like and then attack that. And then you can really learn. Once you learn that, then you can broaden if you want. But I tell you, there's room in it for everything and everyone. I like Fisher Price toys and
what I would say is there's not an item in the antique center or a category in the antique center that I don't respect. There's some of it that's not me for my personal decoration at home, but I don't really decorate anymore. I just keep memories. Is there stuff that I wouldn't buy and sell that's in the antique center? Probably not. I mean, I'm a guy that buys and sells stuff, and if you bring me in something and it's a good price and there's profit, I'll probably buy it.
No, I'm the same way. My mindset has growth mindset. I have really grown to appreciate so much more than just the things that I used to like.
What we considered antiques.
Yeah, example.
I mean, the traditional antiques we considered, that's 100 years old. Okay, it's an antique.
Right.
Well, it's different. Yeah.
Like records.
Yeah.
When I was little, I remember when it was a record, it was kind of just useless. Once 8 tracks, and you had the 8 tracks, the tape players, CDs, like all this stuff came out, and you never really thought about records being something that would come back and be valuable.
Right.
But that's just one thing for me that I'm like, I would have never collected records.
But now we sell 20, 30 a month.
We're selling, we're selling a lot of records.
Maybe more.
Some of them, we've had some that are selling for really good money.
Yeah.
A lot of them are that $5 to $8 price range, but we have a lot of really good ones that go from really that 20 to 40. Sometimes you get a really good one. We got a Star Wars one right now that had an original poster.
I like that one.
It's really a neat piece.
That's got the original Star Wars poster inside of it. We pulled that out, and I was like, wow, this has a poster in it that's worth more than the record itself.
So that's just an example of something that has came along, but there's a lot of stuff that I really appreciate now, especially seeing how other people collect it.
Well, and when you see someone else that has a passion for something, you appreciate it.
Yeah.
Even though it may not be, for say, my cup of tea to actually go out and actively look for, when it comes into my path, it's like, yeah, I'll buy it and sell it.
Well, with the holidays not far off, you're going to see the Christmas stuff starting to come in again. And
blow molds.
Man, what a new appreciation I have for Christmas stuff.
That's something, Josh and Jacob, that really kind of blew my mind a little bit. Is as we were kids growing up, that's all we ever seen. That's all we had. What we put out all the time, every Christmas, Halloween, all the blow molds. Mom had them. They were everywhere with lights in them, and they would light up, and they were neat. Now, those are vintage. People love those things.
Yeah.
And they're really good hot items.
Last year, at the Antique Center, we must have sold 200 blow molds.
Yeah.
I mean, during the season coming up. This season.
At one point, we put blow molds up in the highlights, and they were selling out of there as quick as we put them in.
Almost every day we would sell. Like every time their new group would come in, they would just go right out the door. Very hot item. So, hey guys, thank you for the questions. That was a great group of questions. Hopefully you enjoyed today's coffee talk, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. If you're not watching us on Whatnot, you feel free to download the app, join our shows. We sell probably, 5 shows a week, maybe somewhere, maybe more. Depends on the week.
Depends on Jacob.
Depends on how we're feeling.
Yeah.
The burners.com auction every Thursday. We have 1,000 lots. We take about 5 weeks a year off, so almost every week that happens. And then the Heart of Ohio Antique Center, guys, is absolutely amazing. If you have never been there, it is worth the drive. We'll buy you lunch. Matter of fact, you come. It's your first visit. You tell us you watch us on YouTube, and it's your first visit. We will buy you lunch the first day. And don't forget, Extravaganza's in 2 weeks. Well, it actually starts next weekend.
Yeah, it's gearing up.
Is it not this weekend?
It's the following weekend.
The following weekend.
For us,
it starts this weekend.
It starts this weekend.
Yeah, this whole week, the fresh merchandise coming in throughout the whole Antique Center. And then October 12th, Oktoberfest, we're going to have an additional 100 vendors at the Heart of Ohio Antique Center. Jimmy is setting up.
Yeah. Hey, I'm going to have, Jacob, I got everything. We're going to have vintage clothing. We're going to have glass. We're going to have toys.
Is this clothing from your closet?
Not costumes, clothing.
I'm just saying.
You never know what's going to come out of his closet.
I'm going to try to have
we're at that age. I guess our clothes could be vintage.
I know I got some in my closet.
I do too.
Well, Josh, I'm not going to lie. I have a closet at the house that if I
might get in there
and dug some stuff out, people are like, "Where did you get that?"
Guys, like, subscribe, comment, and we'll see you tomorrow.